What's up, guys? It's Hector from Que Pasa con la Masa. Here with the man, 50 grand.
What's up, guys? Lee Boy Savage, and we got a special guest on today. One a longtime friend of mine, longtime friend of the show. Let me introduce yourself, Matt.
What's up? Matt Nelson with Peachtree Rose Marketing. We're also into podcasting. I love it as a marketing medium. Love what you guys are doing. Love the branding. Love the stories and the personalities that you're bringing on the show. You guys are blowing up.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Actually, this guy's the one that shot up the whole podcast idea to me and my wife. The studio wouldn't happen without Matt. He was the inspiration for this right here.
Good branding, man. Good branding.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So,
I like that.
Matt is somewhat of a 007. Not gonna go. We can't go in there.
What did we talk about before?
That's good.
We got to touch on it. And another thing, Matt, I noticed you're the first skinny guy we had on the show, man.
Oh shit, I appreciate that.
You're the thinnest person we've had on the show so far, man. So
I'm gonna let Gabe know that.
So you got the title right now,
man. No, the pressure is on.
Yeah.
It just got 10 degrees hotter.
You got to gain some weight if you want to come on next time, man. You got to catch up.
I'm headed the right direction.
All right.
Don't look this way, man. Look away.
So, Matt, I know him personally, and man, this guy fucking works. He's a workaholic. He's on it, man. He's hustling and networking. You name it, podcasting, and you actually. I'll let you tell the story. Where did you come from originally, and as far as work, and how was the transition and everything?
I was like, desde nací. So I think the big transition. You can't even say transition anymore, but that's a different podcast.
Yeah,
we'll leave that out.
Yeah.
I just got y'all canceled. I'm sorry,
No. You don't start him, please.
So, hey, for me, I've always been an entrepreneur. I feel like at heart, business ownership and entrepreneurship are kind of two different things. But what set me down the path of the passion for entrepreneurship and business ownership was really by way of the military. So I come from a military intelligence background. Went through school. I was going to go commission as an officer. I went to one of the private military academies, and then going into my senior year, I was like, man, I just really want to go enlisted first and experience that.
Yeah.
Got into that, went through language school, the Chinese basic course, went through intelligence, and then ended up in Korea. A buddy of mine needed a translation, knowing that I was a linguist, for his fiance at the time. And, it was totally a different language. It wasn't even Mandarin. But I was like, hey, man, I can't help you out. But I know somebody who can. And that kind of sparked an idea. What if I work with other translators who are like in service kind of a thing? Started a web-based translation agency. And that's what really got me into web design, search engine optimization, marketing. And then, less than a decade ago, pre-COVID, I was working a special mission, a lot of very niched individuals in intelligence with a lot of special skill sets, and people who were going to retire, like a lot of folks who were 15, 20 years older than me probably, but they were like my peers career-wise. And the mission was sunsetting because of funding.
Oh, no way.
And all of a sudden, all of these civilians, which is a little bit different than the military, who thought they were building their forever homes and they're going to retire here, they were like
that.
Well, you could move to DC or Quantico, or, it is what it is. And I was like, man, it's kind of a saying in intelligence, or like in government, or used to be anyways, like if you become a federal civilian as opposed to like a Department of Defense contractor, you're kind of a made man. But I quickly realized, like, unless you have something that's yours that you're building, you really don't have ownership over your destiny.
Yeah.
That was like the whoop.
Because they could turn the faucet off anytime.
Yeah, and then COVID hit, and then I was really absorbing podcasts as a medium just for consuming content, and a lot of business podcasts and stuff. And then just really grew more and more of a passion for marketing. Wanted to hire somebody to help me with marketing for the translation business. And then I was like, nope, this is a business itself. And then just kind of did that on the side. And now, after kind of filling out the transition from federal government for the Air Force Office of Special Investigations, I'm full-time now as an entrepreneur and loving it.
You're killing it, man. I see you all over, and I'm always watching your stuff. I follow you because I love what you're doing. I think what you're doing is badass.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. So one of these days I'm gonna get out of you though the special mission stuff. I'm gonna get the what really happened to Epstein out of you.
You gotta get me mad drunk. Yeah, that's in the news again lately.
Yeah, it is. It's all over the place.
You got an SEO nugget right there on YouTube. Make sure you Epstein.
What Epstein? What really happened to Epstein? Get the inside track.
And we're not talking about Welcome Back, Kotter. Not that Epstein. And that's probably an old reference.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know who it is.
I know who Welcome Back Carter's, but I don't know what you're talking about the Epstein part.
There was a Puerto Rican student named Juan Epstein.
Was he half Jewish and Puerto Rican or what?
He was something. We just related to him because he was the closest thing to a Mexican on TV. We're like, that's our guy. But then as we got older, like, oh shit, his name was Epstein. Maybe not. Maybe not a good reference.
No. I think it went over most of the audience's head, bro.
Yeah.
Except for your
the people in my age group, they got.
Yeah. We got a lot of your age group. There's a lot of
You
them.
make it sound like it's a bad thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's cool. They're badass audience, dude.
They'll get it.
They're big supporters.
I bet you anything will get like 5 comments. What's up, guys? It's Hector from Que Pasa Con La Masa podcast. Just wanted to send a quick shout out to all of our amazing sponsors. Not in any particular order. We'll send a shout out first to GC Roofing and Construction. Any and all roofing needs, contact my boy Russ Fox. His cell number is 210-347-0426. Again, Russell Fox. Cell number 210-347-0426. Also, our amazing sponsors at Eddie's Taco House, Priscilla, Cassandra, Hector Tocayo. Thank you so much for the great service, for the amazing food, and for always supporting your local podcast. Andy Chavez, Mi Frijoles, Taco Guy, Catering Service out of New Braunfels. Guys, if you need anything catered for any special event, a wedding, quinceañera, birthday, divorce party, Andy's your guy. Make sure to reach out to him. Also, our good friend Anthony Patterson over at Ron Hoover, Odessa, for your marine and RV vehicle needs. Don't forget to stop by and visit our great friends at Bar 321 on Main Street. Brian and Nicole Garcia, thank you so much for your patronage. Support local bars, guys. Speaking of bars, also stop by our other sponsor, Coach Gary Durbin's Hunter's Corner off of Quintana Road in the hood. If you know, you know. Stop by and visit the great staff. Coldest beer in town, Hunter's Corner. Also, our newest sponsor, our latest and greatest, Joe Gage. Shout out to all the Gage family in Laredo. Laredo, Texas, Laredo Ranch Heights. For all your farming equipment, any type of deer necessities you might have, they have it there for you at Laredo Ranch Heights. Any type of solar energy panels for either your home, residential, or commercial, reach out to my dear friends Sergio Magda Cantu with Solar Ideal Energy out of Mission, Texas. I think that's it for now, guys.
Oh yeah,
Epstein.
you guys are all fuckers.
Yeah, that one not so much.
Nah, we love you guys.
I love the way that you balance like home life and some of the stuff that you put on Facebook. I think it's Facebook, like about your family life.
You know, it's funny you brought up Facebook. I hadn't touched Facebook, and we talk about investigations and intel and stuff like that. You know, my wife and I have been together for over a decade, and I can remember when we first got together, I had an old account with an ex. It was a joint account that I got locked out of on Facebook. So I've been off Facebook for years. And I was off of social media through intelligence for a number of years before starting the marketing thing. And it wasn't until maybe past 6 months I actually was like, Facebook, I have one. I just need to like connect it to my Instagram account. So most of the stuff that's on my Facebook account is coming from Instagram, and it's just repurposed video stuff.
How much trouble did you get in when you found that old Facebook account?
Well, that's the thing. I got in a lot of trouble because I'm not the one who found it.
Oh,
But that was water under the bridge a long time ago. But
Yeah.
I'm sure this podcast will drum it up if she watches. So I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. But your investigation skills are rubbing off.
But yeah, no one's a better investigator than a woman.
Oh
so,
yeah. Oh,
Well, they're cerebral.
you know who's the worst? The wife's best friend.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, the wife's
man.
best friend are the worst.
I used to get in so much trouble for shit that I didn't do because of something someone came up with in their head.
Yeah.
You know? But we've gotten long past all of that kind of stuff. But no, I do appreciate it, Hector. Like I love I love the branding of it, but I very much try and live that. Me and my wife, we tried to start a podcast. It doesn't work for everybody, right? Couples.
I'm living proof of that. Also,
Throwing it out there. We were going to do one called Provider Parents Podcast because we both contribute, money wise to the household, but we also both contribute with raising the kids, and that's something that we both wanted.
yeah,
That's my second favorite. All the stuff that you put with your kids.
Shit.
That's the best part.
Oh my god! And they're my flaming Rubik's cube. So they were just in at the office with me today, which I didn't expect going into today. And I'm training an intern right now. We got client meetings that I'm trying to do virtually and in person, and I'm like trying to keep them busy. But yeah, I love them. But damn, yeah,
they make life hard, man. They make it wonderful, but they make it hard as hell too.
they make it worth it.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. As much as you want to drop kick them, you want to hug them too. So hey,
There's
it's a
nothing wrong of
catch-22.
just getting their attention.
Yeah.
I remember with my son, I was like, son, it got to the point where he just heard my voice and he knew, okay, dad's an octave up.
Mm-hmm.
But before I'm like, dude, and after dude, it's like, God,
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I better stop.
shit. My kids are in the next room. You guys will probably hear pounding on the wall or something. You're crying. It's probably gonna happen. You'll hear some fighting.
Yeah, I had to break up a fight between my son and mine are younger, right? Mine are 5 and 7, and our daughter was like an angel, like before him, and now she's getting to that like sassy
Ooh.
kind of thing, and I'm like, and then my son, he's the only one who's ever brought out the drill sergeant voice, like
Oh, shit.
in me. Like he's a terror sometimes, but he's also the sweetest,
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's like a Sour Patch Kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But the little girls, they always have the dads wrapped around their fingers. So
That's what it is.
Yeah, I think that's
Man,
what
my
it is.
wife knows it too.
yeah, I don't have girls, so I don't have that issue. But I have a lot of friends that are girl dads,
Yeah,
and I see it.
I'm not ready for teenage years.
Oh no, man.
Probably.
I don't envy you.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
We'll see what happens.
They say little girls are real easy when they're little,
Yeah.
but when they're teenagers, man, oh man.
She already thinks she's a teenager at the age of 7. It's crazy how fast, I guess, they socialize in school.
Oh, yeah.
And just amplify kind of the perceived growth. It's
Yep.
not there yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
especially with social media and the phones and technology now, these little kids, man, they know
No, it's crazy.
they know too much or they're too grown up now these days.
Yeah. A lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It's-
I'm sure coming from where you came from, you're real particular about social media and that type of stuff your kids having. And
Yeah, and it's funny because of the irony, right? So here I am, a marketer, but a good portion of my career in intelligence, especially dealing with like foreign intelligence and stuff, I was just completely off of social media.
Yeah.
Just because you're a target for certain things, especially in that community, and somehow being off of it, you get to know how to be better at being in it.
Mhm.
And working accounts and stuff like that. And yeah, and then I transitioning in my federal career from military intelligence, and then as a federal civilian and more in the investigative side with behavioral threat assessment,
Yeah.
which is a little bit different, like stopping targeted violence and stuff. I mean, in that world, that's more like law enforcement investigations kind of a thing, and getting people to not become like the next active shooter and stuff like that,
Yeah.
without actually like profiling people. But in that world and being exposed to that world, you just get to see, like we were talking about, young stuff happens at a younger age these days.
yeah.
That was just a lot to see and dealing with a lot of the the stuff you can't unsee or unhear.
Yeah.
So being that I'm now an entrepreneur in marketing, I mean, we get to focus on the positive things.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always a futuristic look into the positives and trying to get there. Which is
Speaking of futuristic with marketing, AI, man, me and Claudia have been talking a lot about AI, and it's changing everything. It's changing the whole ball game.
yeah.
And how have you started implementing it yet?
Oh yeah, we've been there.
Yeah.
In a number of different ways. And yeah, you're talking about a game changer, and there's a lot of fear marketing out there when it comes to AI. And fear is an awesome motivator of grabbing attention, I feel like, in marketing. But it's no different. I feel like every 100 years or so, there's some new technology that is just earth shaking. that changes the landscape for everybody's career, whether or not it's, industrial age or like when the automobile was invented, in the early 1900s, there were so many horses in New York City at the time. Like there was just an economy built on shoveling shit, right? Literally. And like overnight, like within a couple of years, like an entire industry changed. And that's what's happening with AI. It's just a different version of it. And it's scaling really quick because it's tech driven, right?
It is going fast. And I think if you don't learn how to harness AI, you're gonna get like the gap is gonna be huge, man.
So as a marketer, I love that we're in this space. Yeah. We're doing this because there's something that AI can't do yet, and that's really connect on human to human level. Mm-hmm. And outside of being face to face, video, audio, visual of an actual person is the closest thing. And then giving somebody kind of a voyeuristic view into a conversation, it makes it even more authentic. Yeah. And I think that's what's lost and what most people still, just because of human behavior, are just kind of skeptical about when it comes to AI. People are used to seeing AI generated things, and it's kind of an immediate turnoff because there's so much of it now. Mm-hmm.
Oh, right? It's everywhere.
But I think the power in it is the ability to really amp up everything behind the scenes. And that's kind of how we're using it, even in the video podcasting space, and just being able to get stuff search engine or answer engine optimized quicker. Yeah. And at the end of the day, the folks on my team, if they're going to stick around, and all of them will, they're all the right character. They know that we're going to be a company that adapts with that. Mm-hmm. And they got to learn how to turn 92% of what they do into AI driven, and they are the pilot and the director of how that works.
Yeah, because even with just ChatGPT, it's almost my assistant now.
Oh yeah, it's the best assistant I've ever had.
It has me like I had some stuff going on with the website and emails and stuff with the DNSs and everything.
Oh yeah,
I would have never known how. It was way over my head, but I got it done because of
you got a fucking domain name server expert.
Yeah. Oh man.
And you go back and forth with him, and you don't have to pay him any extra.
Nope, you don't got to pay him, and
any time of day. You don't have to talk to the Philippines. Nothing.
Nope. But you really got to know how to give it directives, because if not, it'll get all wonky and do some weird shit.
There's something to be said about actually, prompt engineering it correctly. We have a framework for search engine optimization. It's very customized that we do. This will be good for your audience if they're doing their own marketing and stuff too. And I'm not a gatekeeper. We use the craft method. So it's in prompting, if you're using ChatGPT, it's the context, role, action, format, target audience. So craft. We're really the context. We lay up like all of the systems thinking of what's going on with this business or this person, branding. Role, you're telling AI or ChatGPT what its role is. You're a marketing expert with yada, yada, yada experience. Mm-hmm. And you really lay up the details. Action, you tell it specifically what you want done. Format, you tell it how you want it done. And then target audience, who you want it to resonate with. Yeah. And that just does so much. And we use that even for our prompting for like show notes, descriptions on YouTube, stuff like that.
I use it daily, man. I use it. I'm to the point where I'm like, fuck, how was I doing anything without it? You know what I mean? Oh yeah. That's where I'm at right now. This is like when we have the Tejano people on this. I imagine you feel like I do when we have the Tejano guests on.
Yeah, I'm like where the kiddies play in the pool, and y'all are like way the fuck out in the fucking Pacific. I'm just like, I have no fucking clue.
We've been having a bunch of Tejano music guests on lately.
Okay, that's all you driven? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what they're naming these names, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
This will be the first where I'm just speechless.
Yeah.
So reeling it back into fatherhood.
So tell us to get a bunch of kids. No, but you know what? It's interesting because we had a couple of guests already come on and say, hey, you know what? That's your perspective of your guest is not the same people all the time.
No, which is cool.
We've had comedians, we've had actors, we've had musicians, we've had chefs. We had a nonprofit foundation that teaches back to nature and fishing.
Nice.
And then we had a real estate tax and, teaching about generational wealth. Mm-hmm. Had him on just recently. Now we have you. And I think we want to expand that because I think a lot of people box themselves in instead of expanding. You get more people because it's a broader sense of conversation. And I guarantee you, half of y'all that are watching this are going to be so excited to learn something new because I'm learning a lot of stuff. Because if I'm quiet, that means I'm processing. But I mean, we're thankful. And James was, hey, we got to get Matt on. We got to get Matt on. I'm like, well, the stars align and we'll get him on. And luckily, thank God, we rescheduled, but we got you here.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want to interrupt anymore.
No,
bro code talk.
We're geeking out over here, dude.
I know that. I mean, I'm taking it in. I'm just like, my processor is very slow.
Yeah.
I always steer things towards marketing anyways.
Oh, yeah.
With AI, we were on that. But I mean, that's exactly what you're talking about is, if you're able to resonate with a broad audience, but you can niche down and you can not only get the breadth, but the depth of conversation on certain things, and everybody gets to learn along the way. You get to inherit so many audiences, and same with your guests, which is really the power of video podcasting.
Well, it's like we were just talking about his age group audience. We get to bring them along and bring them up to speed on what's really
all of the older Facebookers. Is that it? Is that what you're trying to say?
Facebook friends.
After we're done filling out our AARP membership card,
I'm not gonna
eating at Denny's. Then
I'm not gonna be invited to the Broils anymore.
Canceled.
I'm sorry, guys. I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
But I mean, I think you hit it right. You hit it right on the head. I mean, it's something that they're expecting something, and then we pull this out. Like, hey, you know what? We got this. But it's for betterment. It's for enriching everyone that watches. And I think that's a big step. And I feel that a lot of podcasts are missing.
Yeah, I think content in general. I think whether or not it's a consumer or a creator, I think there's something to be said about living in an echo chamber of content. I mean, the algorithms are built to feed that anyways.
Yeah, they are.
On every platform. So the more you look at, I don't know, Selena Gomez, whatever.
The flea market dancer.
Don't look at my search history.
The more you look at people getting caught cheating at a Coldplay concert, the more you're gonna see that stuff everywhere.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
Man, that was repurposed all over the place.
Oh man, they should have just stayed hugging. They fucked up by separating because everything they did, they brought the attention to themselves.
They messed up.
They should have just hugged and smiled and left it alone.
Then their counterpart on the side just, ooh, I knew, but I didn't know.
Oh man, but the way they did it, oh man, they blew themselves up. Mm-hmm. That was horrible. If you guys are out there cheating and the camera gets on you guys, just stay normal.
Stay in the moment,
just
guys.
You might get away with it.
Man up.
But if you duck and hide, you're not getting away with it.
Oof.
Yep. You're gonna duck and hide for that divorce attorney, believe me.
Yep.
It's crazy. There's cameras everywhere. And the irony is, everybody, talks about NSA stuff. Less so in the U.S. because we have so many protections for people in the U.S. versus like everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
You go anywhere else in the world, you're probably being monitored, especially if you don't look the part, like a local.
Oh yeah, I see like Europe, man. They have cameras everywhere in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
It looks. You can't walk across the street without being on camera over there.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, and shit. Even just with all the cell phones, people with cell phones now, everybody has a cell phone out all the time, so you're gonna get caught on camera.
That's true.
And the thing I don't like with the cameras though is like you see somebody like a woman getting beat up and need help. And nobody helps. They just pull out the camera and record.
You see it because everybody's like, "Oh, this is the piece of content I'm gonna go viral for." And you're like, "Come on, where's the human connection there?"
It's ugly.
Yeah,
it's really ugly, man.
I mean, that lady that was recorded, and it's crazy because she got crucified for it, and it wasn't. I believe it wasn't her fault. It was just she was at the right place at the right time, but she caught an accident in real time. She just had her phone out. She was cruising with her husband and. A guy crossed, he had the green light, he was crossing, and the bike just 90 miles an hour. Boom. Hits him. The thing I didn't like or agree with was that she stayed recording the guy burning to death.
Oh, that was just the other day here in San Antonio.
And that's my,
Man.
Like where is the society have we gone to where a human life is nothing, but my viral video is going to be worth money?
It's crazy because of the amount of that type of content, and there is censorship. Like people like to talk about, oh, U.S. isn't censored. Like there's a lot of different types of censorship, and around the world, it's a little bit different. But there's some of it that's probably arguably for a good reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I remember when, and I was still Army at the time, but ISIS or Islamic State still technically exists, but it was all in the news everywhere, and then all over YouTube. You could see beheadings. You could see all kinds of the gruesome stuff. So, virtual access to violence and all kinds of stuff that you would normally see in movies if you're going to that type of movie. Just spread like wildfire. And I feel like even at the younger age is where people are really susceptible to having that erode what's going on up top.
Yeah.
And that's where you see a lot of that too. And they see that as normal, acceptable, regular behavior.
No, it's like those cartel videos. I had a buddy that used to send me those cartel. I couldn't stand watching them. I didn't watch them.
It's
I
the
didn't
same
like
kind of stuff.
Like I didn't want to see
Yeah.
that. I don't care to see that shit.
Yeah.
It's ugly, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were, and I'm talking about my time. So I know you young gentlemen wouldn't understand, but there was a video called Faces of Death.
Oh, I remember Faces of Death, dude. That was like teenage porn back in the day, dude.
That was the thing. Like, hey, I got the VHS.
Yeah.
Faces of Death. Come over, get some pizza. And then when you think about it, you're like, man, is that when we started decaying?
Yeah,
But it became like, it was normal.
but even that was mild compared to what's on video now.
Yeah, because I mean, well, not because, but they had animals dying,
And you could barely even see. There was fuzzy videos. You could barely tell.
yeah,
make
kind of
out,
like
yeah.
the walking Sasquatch.
You didn't have it in 4K like you do now.
Now it's like, oh God,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And it goes up quicker than it could be taken down.
Yeah.
And it's just so
Yeah.
prevalent, you know. It's
Like
the
I
problem.
think, what do you think about Reddit?
Reddit. So I'm thinking about my younger cuñada, my sister-in-law. She's like 9 years younger than me. So she's like your typical Redditor. So I feel like it skews younger generally, generationally. But no different, you know, echo chambers of different things that go really down into the weeds. I don't use it necessarily. It's just another type of format of showing up. So if we had a client who really wanted us to do something on Reddit, we could probably do that. There's probably some search engine optimization value in showing up. But I mean, it's a forum-based thing, so, and forums have been around for a long time. It's just one that really picked up and branded well and got in front of the right audience.
Reddit feels more like an old like chat room style type thing.
Like forums.
And yeah, exactly. And then you get so much misinformation on there.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Because people can go in depth, and it's
Yeah.
the kind of people who don't want to show up on camera. And I'm not saying that about everybody on Reddit, by the way, but it's just easier to hide behind a keyboard and say opinion and less fact
yeah.
Correct.
if you don't do it like this. So
on
it's
there-
not a video platform.
And you can't click on links on there. You're gonna get a virus if you click on any of the links they put up on there. This is like 101 Reddit 101.
Sounds like you got some experience.
Yeah, well, I did.
Keep
no,
talking.
actually, one time I was trying to work on my car, right, and I didn't know how to do it, and I Googled and it took me to Reddit, and there was people saying, oh, "Okay, we're do," and then just click on this link to watch the video. Biggest mistake I made.
What came out?
A fucking virus. My computer fucking started freezing.
And the porn.
Yeah. No, it wasn't the porn. I'm pretty savvy when it comes to the porn.
VPNs.
Connoisseur. Pinkies up.
When it comes to working on the car, it's a different thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, car porn. Nah,
Yeah,
more
yeah.
porn.
I don't got no problem in that other department. We're good.
I'm
Car
not-
porn, you just got another
know.
SEO nugget. Way to go.
I'm not gonna kick your hand anymore.
Quit it, bro.
Okay, I promise.
You're too much, bro. You're too much.
No. I'm picking and choosing when I can jump in because y'all are above my pay grade when y'all are talking
Oh, this
about-
guy's way above my pay grade on that. I'm base level with him, and this guy goes like,
It's all learned stuff, you know. But everybody's got their niche and what they can go in depth on and stuff. I mean, you've been in video podcasting now for a couple of years.
yeah.
What drove you to that?
Me, business, because I know, I tell everybody, if you're in business these days, you're not only in business now, you're in marketing, you're in entertainment. Like to be in business now, you have to be in entertainment too, because you have to be able to reach your audience in a mass way and directly. And if you're just posting memes and stuff like that or pictures of work, it doesn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people want to peek behind the curtain, and they want to know who they're dealing with, who the corporation is. So, what better way than podcasting? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why we jumped into it.
That's smart.
Yeah,
It's the easiest way to repurpose stuff and get a lot more out.
yeah, and you get a bunch of content. You got an hour. We record an hour, and you could break that into how many videos of content right there?
Oh man. So it's crazy. One of the reasons we're bringing on more video editing interns is we can push out the long form content. We can bring on new clients and
Yeah.
stuff, and we typically do things in packages where you can get X amount of platforms, X amount of short form videos on those platforms per week, bi-weekly, monthly. But we couldn't keep up because we've got some folks who have so much compelling content, and you go in there as an editor and you're like, that's a good spot.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's good. But I mean, op tempo wise, you just can't keep up in publishing it. So you gotta, I mean, we're building out systems, processes, people to do that. Just because, like you said, there's so much opportunity in being able to push it out.
But the cutting up the content, man, is time consuming.
Yeah, that's where AI comes in, and workflows and all that.
But I've tried the AI stuff, and I don't like the cuts it makes.
And I don't mean the editing part.
Yeah.
I mean the publishing and everything else.
Oh, yeah,
Because I'm like you. I'm a purist when it comes to editing quality video footage for a short form video. I don't like Opus Clips, SEO nugget.
Yep.
Clap app, any of those.
No.
I got the clap. You know, I don't like any of those little apps where you could throw in some content because they chop it up and it just looks nasty. We tried it and it's like
No, I
doesn't
tried,
perform.
I tried it, and out of 100 videos, you might get 2 that are usable, that are decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they open up in a weird spot, they cut in a weird spot.
The transitions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna get better.
It
next
will.
couple of years, we'll be able to do it and be able to push out a bunch of content. But right now, it's all manual.
I played with some with one of those platforms when we had it. I played with a couple of talking head style videos when I was trying to get through the cringe and make myself do it right.
Yeah.
And it is kind of cool when you can generate your own AI of yourself.
Yeah.
And you could just put in a script and then you see yourself talking. Doesn't do quite well when you have a beard though. I had a longer beard at the time, so it's like all AI looking. But the rest of it was cool. And then you could do like a bilingual version.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's where
useful.
the money is.
Yeah.
That's good.
I tried it with Claudia too for the studio, and it was just too
Fake.
Yeah, it was too fake. It like too robotical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Too mechanical. It just didn't hit the same.
And at the end of the day, a talking head style video where you're talking at the camera has a little bit of a skepticism factor. And then when you add in AI, it's even, I feel like it's even more.
I think you lose your audience with that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It creates a disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's right now though. We're in the infancy of all this stuff. Give it a couple more years, and you won't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah,
we're barely getting started right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think what really helps also is you got to have a general sense of your product. Because I know James is phenomenal to choose clips.
Yeah.
And he'll be the first one like, what do you think? And I'm like, anything you do is great.
Yeah.
Like, I want, but then me was like, I want more.
But everybody has a style though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like we could have 5 people look at the same video and everybody's going to choose a different clip that
like
talks to them, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like cooking. Everybody's going to have the same recipe, 5 different flavors.
Yeah. I try to go with the more light stuff because it reels in the audience, I think, like the funny light stuff. And then it's like I say, I reel them in with the bullshit and then hit them with the good stuff, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody has their own perspectives of everything.
Yeah. And I want to get better myself at, and a part of it's creating the systems and workflows and stuff to give you more time to focus on the creative, and then the marketing perspective. But I want us to get better at doing like Diary of a CEO style podcast intros, or the podcast intros that just have that compelling hook that bring somebody in. They open up a curiosity loop, or they bring up something where someone like has to fulfill that psychological need to get that question answered, just front loading that in a creative way is kind of the goal.
Like, don't touch that. Don't get near that.
Yeah. And you're like, like my son.
No, it's an art. Mm-hmm. Regardless, I mean, it's all tech, but it's an art. At the end of the day, when you choose that stuff, it's like an artist painting their vision on the wall. What we do with the videos, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's fulfilling. It's a lot of work though. I don't think a lot of people don't understand how much work it is.
It's true. It is a lot of work. And it's funny because we started out as just wanting to have a studio for being able to capture stuff for our clients. Like me as a former interviewer, being able to, meet with somebody, talk about their business, and then put them in front of a mic and a camera, and it being podcast style content just so we could get them stuff. Started out as that, and then we niched into the studio rental space, and then people were just doing stuff on their phones, and that was like their wide angle shot, and I was like, just brands our studio really ugly, that kind of thing. But then it was also those people who would end up convert and say, hey, we're trying to do the editing, and we realized like this is ridiculous.
Yep.
So we got into the post editing production, and then we really nerded out on the marketing and distribution and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
It is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and to be honest, the big part that made me jump into it is the financial part of it. It's cheap. It's always cheaper to do yourself.
It is.
It doesn't mean it's fun or nothing, but sometimes you're forced to jump in that loop. You know what I mean? If I had the money in the world, I would pass all the work to everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Not to date the podcast, but relatively, when do you think this one's going to drop?
it's gonna be about 3 weeks.
Okay.
I'm putting them
Cool.
in the kitty because I'm taking out to California.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be. We have two more guests in front of you.
Okay. It's a selfish reason I asked because I'm
Yeah.
about to drop something,
Uh-huh.
but I'm going to put it out first. So.
Okay. You're trying to. Okay.
No, I already filmed something, but it's really relevant, and it's really relevant for studios who are wanting to upgrade this year,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But also for folks who don't want to be about that life, don't want to learn all the tech stuff. They want someone else to do it for them. They just want to show up as the talent. So July 2025, it was actually July 4th. Congress just passed the HITS Act, HITS. So helping independent tracks succeed. Is the name of this act, and it more or less allows you to immediately deduct $150,000 instead of doing it over the course of 5 years, where your CPA would do that for you based on equipment and stuff like that. You could do it immediately for the tax year if it's related to basically audio production.
Are you serious?
It's dead serious.
Damn, I hadn't even heard of this.
And it's for individuals and businesses. So, we already got it dialed in where you can have the conversation with a business. Hey, if you do video podcasting and you mention your business, like you're marketing, so that's a tax deduction.
Yeah, it's
Just
a
work with your
marketing expense,
CPA.
yeah.
And we do that all the time.
Yeah.
This one changes the game a little bit because it allows, if you're just a creative podcaster, like you can make those deductions. Like that's how they're really trying to focus on the economy and create that. But it's such a huge opportunity if you're wanting to upgrade stuff and just immediately like make that free for yourself as a business. Or if you're wanting to try it for the first time, this is really the year to do it before December 31st. Don't know if it'll be around next year, but
I'm gonna have
totally
to
doable.
I'm gonna have to rewind and play this again. And look, this clip's getting sent to our CPA.
Yeah,
to our
man.
tax person. It's getting clipped out and sent to them directly.
So I ended up, we know a mutual connection,
Yeah,
my
we-
bookkeeper, but Crystal,
Yeah.
I was like, hey, get in here. We're going to record. This is like yesterday. We're going to record this because I need to put this out in the universe. We're going to, generate leads for everybody who's in podcasting, but also get a lot of great value for people who don't necessarily know how to read into it.
Yeah.
So my goal is to get a couple of CPAs in the room and just really get into the depth of it, like the how-tos.
I'm gonna have to watch those episodes for sure,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Because I've learned a lot from you. I mean, like you
appreciate
say,
it,
you're
man.
not a gatekeeper, but you've been an open book with me and Claudia, man. And I learned a lot from you just hanging around with you a few times and watching you work. And you actually dug deeper with me and stuff. I'm always appreciative, man. Haven't met too many people that are willing to do that.
I appreciate it. I feel like there's a lot to be said about goodwill and just building community. And I'm about that. I know you guys are about that. We went to when they were doing the book learning, things. They had like a book club. That was really cool. Just seeing the depth of knowledge that you and Claudia had in business.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I got to read that book. And I'm one of those, I have to tangibly like flip pages. I know like Claudia, like she does a lot of audio learning and stuff, but I was like, man, she read 100 books this year, consumed, that content.
No, she reads
That's
like
crazy.
crazy. And I'm actually glad she reads. I get to watch my shows in peace. You know what I mean?
Like, that's my time.
Yeah, I get some. Oh, baby, you want to read? Okay, go ahead and read. You know what I mean? You want a new
You
book?
deserve
Go
that
ahead, get it.
quiet
Oh,
time.
man.
Because I get to watch the show and just fucking marshmallow out. You know what I mean? Sometimes after work,
Yeah.
and it's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's like me and my wife. We, for me, like any moment I can, like I'm doing something for business. I just have a lot of fulfillment. It's
Yeah.
that dopamine hit when you do something, whether or not it's for us or for a client, and you move the needle in the right direction. So anytime I could focus on that, I really enjoy it. Unfortunately, I'm not like a huge sports guy these days. There was a period of time where I was just totally taken out of access to any of that. And habitually, I just didn't focus on that anymore. But anytime my wife has time freed up because she's going to go see some friends or whatever, or we get babysitters, I love doing that. And then I got my shows here and there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I get burnt out of being on the computer all day.
yeah.
I get burnt out reading my eyes, doing everything. So I gotta like just disconnect from it for a while and just brainless nonsense. You know what I mean?
Me is paper and pen. Like I'm still like in the business stuff, but I got to be like physically doing something and have something visual that's not a screen.
Yeah.
And man, Crystal Rubio, my bookkeeper, like she laughs. She says I have ADHD. I'm not like, no, I'm just a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. But I'll have charts and graphs. I'm like, what if we did this and this and this?
Nah, you don't get time off. People think when you become a business owner, you have more money and you have more time. It's the fucking opposite. You got less money and you got less time.
But I think that's a great habit that you write stuff. Because people, I've met and known so many people in the longest time, man, I should have written it down.
Yeah.
Man, I completely forgot what it was a great idea, but I didn't write it down.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't word it again. And I'm like, always have a pen and paper somewhere. Even if it's not a paper, it could be the damn table or the box or whatever, but write stuff down.
You should have seen my desk before, dude. I got better about it, but sticky notes. I used to have sticky notes everywhere, dude.
I remember seeing y'all's short form content. Talking about sticky notes everywhere.
Oh, man. You ever seen that commercial with the sticky note fucking monster? Yeah. That was me. I had fucking sticky notes everywhere. And then I had so many sticky notes, they'd get lost in the sauce, you know what I mean? Yeah. I've gotten better at I got a digital like notebook that I write in now.
And I got that from the Army. It was a leader of mine a long time ago who, I mean, he told me about the importance of taking notes. And it's not just taking notes when you're with somebody. It's having the ability to take notes and showing up with, a pen and paper and just showing that you're interested in what someone else has to say. But also talking about AI and taking notes. Every time I can with a client, like I try and do a virtual. And it doesn't mean like we have to literally be virtual. Like we could be in the same room, but I'm like, do you mind if I record? Because I am throwing that into ChatGPT because everybody who's a client of mine has a project and it's for their benefit. Like it means I will be held accountable because now I have a checklist of everything that we talked about. But I love that. But even then, physical, paper and pencil.
Yeah.
Because I have to take notes because it helps up here. You know?
Yeah. But ChatGPT take that whole conversation and break it down into subjects, matters.
And then talk about strategy and brainstorm. Because in a way, and it's dangerous, right? But there is a limit because I've hit it a few times. There's a limit of like long-term memory that you can have in ChatGPT related to certain topics about you, the driver of it, right?
You do the paid one or do you do the paid one? You got to go to the paid one.
So I'm on the paid one, and then I'm also using it for automation for some of the stuff that we do. So that's like a different paid API or advanced programming interface, whatever it's called. It's one where you can do stuff in a program and it automatically uses ChatGPT to bounce other stuff back.
Also, you like integrated ChatGPT into...
we use Zapier.
Oh, that's badass.
As an automation integration. Okay. And I've really, I was telling you, we're working on systems and processes to take me out of some of the video editing so I can focus on the higher level stuff. That's one of them that I really want to get into, more of the automation, because we do some of it now, but there's so much power in automation plus AI plus understanding human psychology and behavior.
Yeah. It's I mean, that stuff is taking over and you got to learn it. Everybody out there, man, if you guys take it serious and at least learn the basics of it because you're going to need it. Mm-hmm. Like there's no way around it. AI is taking over and you guys are going to need to know how to use it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Don't scare the listener.
No, it's not going to turn into like
because you scared me.
What's the Terminator? The net. What was it? Skynet.
Yeah.
It's not that yet, but you're gonna have. You're gonna.
Oh man, have you seen the Tesla bots?
Oh yeah, they're crazy, huh?
That looks legit.
They're badass.
It's scary, but like, wouldn't be that bad.
No,
for $15K.
Yeah,
I mean it's a lot of money, but I mean
$15,000 is not
for
that bad.
$15,000 for an AI bot that can do a lot of things for you.
Yeah.
That has a kill switch.
Dude, look at this is probably like not the best conversation, but once they come out with the sex bot AIs, it's over.
There's gonna be so much deterioration in society because of that. Arguably, like we're talking like threat assessment and stuff. virtual pornography and what that's done to young men in particular in society. Like, I mean, nothing against it, right? But hey, at the same time, the psychological ability for a young man to approach a young woman and have a conversation and it not be super awkward because it's not how it was virtually.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Well, they don't know how to. They it's all through Instagram, the DMs and everything now, and everybody's brave on DMs. You know what I mean? You can say whatever you want. You don't care. It's not the same as being in person.
Yeah.
So it's changed. The culture's changed. It's already changed the culture. I'm telling you, but when those bots come in, it's gonna be a crazy world out there.
Sex bots.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna see the ugliest, brokest guys fucking.
Why are you pointing at me?
No, not you. I'm not pointing at you. I'm just pointing like that. You're gonna see the ugliest, like fucking 60-year-old old man, and they don't have to be rich,
Take it easy.
and they're gonna have a hot sex bot. You know what I mean? You're gonna see that everywhere.
But are they hot? Sex
It's
bots?
gonna ruin relationships, dude. It's gonna ruin marriages and relationships.
Crazy.
Because I think it's actually gonna kill relationships between real men and women. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna completely deteriorate everything.
I think it was Elon Musk before. I say before all the he's been a controversial character like forever and a day. But one of his biggest things, if he was asked, I saw an interview where he was asked like, what do you think will be the biggest threat to society? And his was population loss.
Like decreasing population.
Decreasing in population. But I think to your point, like that, kind of.
That's gonna be part of it.
Yeah,
people aren't gonna be procreating. It's already. I mean, it's already there.
It is.
It's like people at most. There's so many people in their 30s and 40s now with no kids, and that wasn't like back in the day. That wasn't a thing.
Yeah, my sister-in-law, like she's very adamant. She does not want kids, like, and she doesn't want to get married. And I'm not judging or anything, but I mean, just as an example, it's a lot more prevalent. And at the end of the day, I mean, that is not procreating, right?
No shit. I remember when I went to school, half of the girls in school were pregnant by 10th grade. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you don't see that anymore.
And they
It's
used to be
now.
bigger families. You know, we had agrarian, like farming culture and community. I mean, that was necessary. Like, you got to have a big family to actually feed everybody. You got to have the labor force. And then, like, over time, you know, you get your, I mean, my wife and I were we just got one each, right? But she came from a big family, and I was an only child. Make all your judgments. But like
military too.
Who, me?
Yeah, military kid.
No, I was.
Oh, I thought you were gonna hit the double whammy.
Nah,
single child and military.
Yeah, I was a military brat. No. But I mean, so I wanted kids, like, cause I knew being an only child, like, yeah, the dog's my sibling. That's cool and all, but
you wanted.
I wanted more kids, and then she was like the polar opposite. She was one of 4 plus 2 half siblings, like in the same like small house, and she's like, yeah, I don't want more than 2, like max.
It's a good. I mean, it's. I got nothing but boys and a lot of them, and it's fucking mayhem in my house. And I love it sometimes, and sometimes, man, I want to go for milk.
Like, I'll be back.
Yeah,
in a few years.
The whole pack of cigarettes. Nah, I wouldn't do that, but I love my kids to death. But man, sometimes it's chaos, man. Like, everything broken. I mean, there's not one thing in my house that's not broken. You said you saw the breakfast videos that I made.
Yeah,
you see the blinds behind me.
Oh yeah,
missing blinds. That's the kids. They break everything.
Man, I believe it. My daughter not so much, but man, my son, you could see it. Oh, they just love breaking shit.
They're destructive, man. Yeah. I went through 3 couches in 1 year. How do you break couches? Like the arm, like this part right here was hanging on the floor.
Kick it.
I don't know what the hell they were doing, dude.
Jump off of it. Jump from one to the other.
One day we came home and the 2 little ones, dude, we had just bought brand new dressers. We came home because we left to the store real quick, and my oldest was supposed to be watching them. We come home and they have the drawers out like stairs, and they're climbing up them and doing cannonballs onto the bed off of the dresser.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
Nacho.
Nacho.
No, I mean, I came from a big household, and it was bonkers. I mean, some of the stuff that went on. I had a baby brother that put a needle nose plier in the socket.
Oh yeah.
And he lived to tell the story. I had a baby brother ate a centipede That came out. That was funny.
Wow.
But I mean, it was just, we had 2 girls in the house, so it was all boys and the 2 girls. They never got smacked around. We did. We got everything under the sun.
Oh, we deserve it though.
But then again, it's like, see parents now. Back then, we had a grandma, we had a mom, we had an aunt that was all, bringing us up. Now, both parents work, tired. They're like, hey, man.
Well,
And there's not that sense of family anymore. Back then, all the families would get together.
all
All of
cousins
them.
and uncles and
And it looked like a little town. Like, we had a big-ass family get together. And it was like, Jesus Christ, there's a lot of cousins. There's some that we didn't even know existed were cousins. And they would just show up, and then we'd hang out like, all right, see you next year. That's how it was. But now it's like, you see mom without a husband, you see your dad without a mom or a wife, and the kids are like all getting drunk with the mom. And
well, the parents want to be the friends now, dude.
yeah, I see
Yeah,
that. I'm
I
like,
see
oh.
that a lot.
There's a new
Dressing in the same thing,
Yeah.
trying to be cool like the kids.
and they're like having midlife crisis and trying to be teenagers again and living through their vicariously. Well, they're not even living vicariously through the kids because they're trying to be there with them. You know what I mean?
Literally living with their kids.
I just saw a new book came out. It's called Parenting Fuck Around and Find Out. And they say it's going backwards now. People are like, parents are going back old school now.
Yeah,
They're
I
swinging
can see
back.
it. Yeah, I mean,
You have to, man. These kids, they'll run you to the dirt if you let them.
I think.
Oh,
I think what happened also is like, as a society, everything was like, oh, you're hurting him. Shit. Well, we know. Growing up, we didn't even talk back.
Oh, no, dude. You couldn't ask for nothing in the
One
store.
of my little brothers told my dad, I'm going to call the cops. And he's like, here's the phone.
Ooh.
When I get out, I'm going to finish whipping your ass. So take it right now like a man, or wait, you're taking payments. And we laughed, and we got whooped for laughing.
Yeah.
And then he finished whipping his ass. But nowadays, like, oh, you can't raise your hand, or you can't. It's like I met Adrian Peterson, famous football player. That guy went to jail for whipping his son.
Oh, dude. Fuck, our parents would have been in fucking... With
Yeah.
CPS would have took us away. I remember... This happened multiple times, dude. We're driving down the freeway, dude, and me and my brother and sister or whatever were fighting in the back. My dad's on the freeway doing 70, pulls off a big ass thick bow, and that thing just fucking swinging,
He was
bro.
Indiana Jones.
You got hit wherever you got hit. That thing was just swinging around.
Well, you got the belt. We would get the buck. We're like, God damn, hey, hold on.
Well,
on the side,
rules,
please.
What rules are we playing?
Well, if you grabbed the bow by the right way, then we were lucky. We got the bow, but that didn't mean
shit.
we always got the bow.
You grabbed the belt, it was worse. Wait, let me park.
Oh, yeah, dude.
hell no.
oh, man.
But I mean, stuff like that. I mean, once they got that shit, we used to get paddled at school. Now it's like, oh, you can't do that. We'll talk it out.
But did you like it?
No, because there was an older lady, Miss Rosser. I know you're already up there because you were old when I was in school. But this lady had a paddle that had holes in it.
Ooh, the
And,
whip.
and you could hear the
Man.
That also could get wind. You
So
got hit with the tabla right there.
yeah.
dude.
But the thing was, I don't mind getting, in the ass. She'd get the back of your knee.
Ooh.
She was older, like, is that a sweet spot? And I'm like, no, a little higher. And then we guided her, like, go higher. She went lower. I'm like, dude, how the hell do I have a bruise on my calf? They're like, we got to tell her to retire. I'm like, no, you need to stop fucking around in class. You need to stop doing it. But then we get whooped at school, and then because we got whooped at school, we got whooped at home.
Yep.
It's no different than the military these days. When I transitioned out of the reserves at the time, because I did active duty and then I did reserves for a period of time, like, man, as a non-commissioned officer, well, first off, when I went to basic, I had already done like pre-military stuff. Like I was a cadet for 3 years. I did JROTC and stuff in high school and all that stuff. And I did military academy stuff in middle school. And like everything I did up to that was like harder. And then basic training, I was like, what is this? And then you see people like crying and stuff. Like, why are you crying? It's like 9 weeks. Is not like this is nothing.
Now the drill sergeants are like counselors.
And it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just a game. It's not a big deal. And like just follow through it and stuff. And then like having to be, a leader in that, dealing with people who have like no resiliency and nothing against Gen Z, but damn, like
No, everything.
No, they're
against
horrible,
Gen Z.
dude. Yeah. No.
Everything against Gen Z.
They're-
it's not getting any better. But I think at some point it ends up flipping.
No, the pendulum swings, dude. We
I
went
hope
way
so.
that way, and now
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
coming back this way. You
It
know what I
will.
mean? And eventually it's going to go too much this way, and it's going to swing back.
That's just how it happened. Life's
Yeah.
about balance in a way, I guess. But
No, the Gen Z, dude,
I used to
I don't
Uber
even want to
and
get
I
on them.
pick up some airmen, and I'm like, y'all serving the Air Force right now? Yeah, fucking cool, right? I'm like, no. What is 12 of you guys doing in my vehicle? Y'all couldn't order individual Ubers? No, it's expensive. I'm like, not for my car. I'm gonna have to fix it after you damn.
Don't you make
wear the
money
tires."
on a regular
and then they were
basis?
like, "Can you get us back before this time?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna speed to get you back. It's y'all's fault." You
Yeah.
know what time curfew was? It was just funny. Their mindset. Then the ones that were like, "Sir, I'm really late. Can you get me there fast?" I'm like, "Nope."
It's scary.
Not illegally.
Unless you tip, I will get you however fast you want to get there.
It's scary to think that they're giving those people some weapons, man. Some of those people.
Yeah.
Like,
If I could tell stories.
Yeah, that's another episode.
we're gonna, next time we're gonna have some tequila or something right here. We're
On
gonna,
part 2?
yeah, we're gonna drink you up.
It'll be unplugged. We won't
Unplugged.
there'll be no evidence. But
Nah,
yeah,
but
I think the service, the military, man. I mean, it's changed so much. I think they have them in tennies now. Like the cadets when they come in,
Yeah.
they do PT in tennis shoes.
shit, they were in high
Sounds
heels there
about
for a
right,
minute.
yeah.
Remember when they were doing those videos in high heels? That was a while back, but
You're watching another porn video, dude. I don't know.
Nah, dude, I saw it, bro. I saw it. It was on the internet, so I know it's true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I should have written a note on that one. High heels in the military.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Nah, but I think what you're doing and what you're trying to do with the podcast community here is amazing too. I'm looking forward to being a part of that somehow.
Appreciate
Like
it.
we like any way we could work with you, man. We want to jump in because I already know.
Yeah,
like,
let's
what you're
figure out
about.
a thing. So, for those who didn't catch the off camera, we're building San Antonio podcasting.com as a platform of kind of creating an ecosystem for elevating the podcasting scene, really the video podcasting, because you say podcasting, you think audio, but like it's video these days, right? But for studios, shows, creators, sponsors, people who just want to be guests on multiple podcasts and just really cross-pollinating between that, elevating, the scene in San Antonio, because we're not Austin, we're not Dallas, we're not Houston, where the tech scene is just really much more dialed in, honestly. And as you're not from San Antonio, I'm not from San Antonio, and as a non-San Antonio person coming into San Antonio, you can see what other people are saying about San Antonio.
Yeah.
And when you got more people showing up for Fiesta than showing up for a mayoral election, it paints a picture. But the same thing is true in the business and tech arena. But we want to showcase and elevate that San Antonio is a little bit better than that, and also increase the value for folks, right?
Oh yeah. Well, it's like the other day somebody was saying, "Oh, podcasting is oversaturated." Like, no, man, we're barely in the infancy of
Not
this.
compared to any other marketing channel. Like if you could say search engine optimization blogs are oversaturated, but like that, there's 1,000 blogs for every one podcast. There's so much more room to grow.
It's gonna get to the point where everybody has a mini studio in their workspace.
Yeah,
it's gonna get there because it's a new form of communication. You know what I mean?
it really is.
I think that a lot of people, and I know that we've said this time and time before, we don't want to bash anybody. That's not what we do. But I feel like, and not just here in San Antonio, but as painting a broad brush in podcast world, a lot of people start a podcast and they don't really have a message to drive or their topics, or it doesn't resemble anything. It's just like word salad.
Yeah.
And I think it turns people off, and they start grouping you into that. Well, they're all the same. They're this nonsense. They don't know what they're talking about. I don't even know who they are. So you're already kind of getting like an X by your actual brand. And I think that by us inviting different people from different walks of life, that opens up the opportunity for people like your people to watch our podcast and vice versa. I think that'll really help out, put us in a category where like, hey, those guys they cover a lot of different, audiences.
Yeah.
And we just want to be relevant, and I think that, I'm the one that talks the most nonsense, but we really think that we touch a nerve with different people from different walks of life. And I think that's what it's about. aside from everything that you're growing, and we want to be a part of that, most definitely. But I think that I don't want to be categorized for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And I think it's like if you visit a physical, brick and mortar bookstore, you go in, and if you've never seen a bookstore before, you could think that everything they have there is like fictional content. Like everything's fiction. It's all teen girl books, right?
Twilight.
It's all Twilight,
Yeah.
right? And you could group book readers into that category if that's all you're familiar with. And that's the thing is, they haven't familiarized themselves with the breadth of the different things out there, and you guys are covering a lot of that. So you're like, no, there's actually nonfiction, there's politics, there's journalism, there's geography, language, all kinds of stuff, and you're in tap with the local San Antonio community from all walks of life. Diversity of thought and everything, which is pretty cool.
It could also be not a good thing too, because they say the riches are in the niches. Like you niche down and you find your lane, and that's a way to like elevate, but you get stuck in that box. You know what I mean? So it's a double-edged sword, I think.
And this is something we coach a lot of our clients on who are interested in growing for a purpose. Because you do have some folks who are just like, nah, that's just my bestie. I want to have a conversation with him, and that's fine too. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that, because capture the moment. Because one day, one of y'all is gonna pass, right? But at the same time, folks who are looking to grow with a purpose, we do coach that yes, the riches are in the niches, and yes, there's probably someone already talking about that niche, but they're not you. They don't have your personality, so your delivery has to be authentic. And then the other part is you could be really niche in a category, but you could go over the breadth of a lot of things and touch a lot of other folks, with the messaging that you want to, lean with. Marketing, for example, we could be in the beauty space and niched into the beauty space. But guess what? Whatever we're doing for this hair salon over here, we can replicate that and do that for this co-working space over here just as easily. Yeah. So it's a way of kind of doing both, I think, is the art and the science of it.
And there's never been no better time. Like when in time in history could regular people like us do this? Yeah. Have a setup and do this and reach so many people. You could do it with the phone. You don't even need all this stuff. Yeah. There's been no other time like that. Before you had to have you had to be a big production studio and this and that, but now like this is open to everybody.
It's the consistency is the thing. Yeah. And, the access to success, especially if you're lucky enough to be born in Western society in general, especially in the United States. I'm a patriot, so I'll say that. But realistically, if you have access to a phone or to the internet, like you are so phenomenally, operating in a space advanced compared to the rest of the world. And if you're one of those people who's just pessimistic, doesn't have an abundance mindset, doesn't have resiliency, entrepreneurship is probably not for you.
No, not at all. Because it'll beat you up. It's like how you were talking about you got out of sports, or you jumped into another sport. Mm-hmm. Entrepreneurship is a sport. It's a full contact sport.
Gloves off,
because it beats you up.
That's true.
But also when you get those wins, it's the best thing in the fucking world.
And they talk about, especially when you're starting out, the dip. I think Seth Godin, he's a very popular marketer. He's written a bunch of books, and he's been on a million podcasts probably. But he talks about the dip, and it's the time where you start out a business and things are going well because you transacted, you did something, and you got money for what you were doing in the business. Yeah. And you're like, I got this dialed in. Let me amp it up. Mm-hmm. And, you amp it up, and market factors, variables, whatever, something happens and you're like, down here, you have negative revenue, and now it's all on you.
Like what?
And you're trying to figure it out. And I think most folks just end up giving up when they're in the dip, and they don't put in the number of reps necessary to really master certain things, to actually improve their product or service along the way, build referral partnerships, build, the momentum. And because that's where the money is. But most people give up before they get there.
It's like they're always 3 feet from gold fucking theory, you know what I mean?
That's how it is.
The dips are like, I was telling you, we've been in business 14 years. Mm. And these last 2 years have been the hardest years of our business, man. Yeah. And it's grueling. But we're doing everything that we have to make it out. And we're going to be at the end standing. But it's hard when you're in these dips. These dips ain't no joke.
And that's the other thing too, is being smart enough to be dynamic and change as you go. Pivot when you need to pivot. Read the landscape without losing focus.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys have done a good job of, instead of just doing one thing, you could do just as well in this one thing while trying the long tail method of let's try this other thing too and see how that goes
Yeah.
on the side. And you're not losing focus at the same time, which is the key part.
Yeah.
Because you can also be like I was and be like, let me do this W-2 job. Let me have a translation business, a massage studio, and a marketing company. Like that was ridiculous.
Well, there's nothing when you're talking about the dips and the highs. When you're in the highs, you feel like you could do anything.
Yeah.
And
doesn't matter.
there's more opportunities. You have more financing. There's people coming at you with more opportunities. So you feel like you could go here, here, here. And, and that kind of, it messes you up too.
Yeah, that loss of focus. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, for sure.
I think you get blinded by it. I have a lot of people because I have a lot of experience in cooking, in kitchen and selling food. And everybody's like, dude, I'm going to buy me a food truck. I'm like, hold on. Are you ready for a food truck? Because everybody wants a food truck till they're in a food truck. And when you're in a food truck, it's on you.
Yeah.
You got to figure out a menu. You got to figure out ingredients that's going to work with your menu, that's going to last you. And people are going to buy it. And you got to find a place where you're going to go. Plus your permits. You have to worry about all the supplies. You got to pay for people to pay you. Are you ready for that?
Not only that, being in a hot ass truck, fucking working your ass off.
Exactly. And I mean, the people, my hat's off to all the people that do it day in and day out. I did it. I enjoyed it. I left because I was offered an opportunity where I'm at right now. But it's a constant struggle. And unless you want, like you say, you get the dip and you're like, oh, what the hell am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know, and it's either you sink or swim. So it's either, fight or flight.
Yeah.
The hard thing when you're in the dip is doing the stuff and there's nothing coming in, but you still have to do the stuff for 6 months from now. You know what I mean? That's the fucking hard part right there, because you're in that day and you're in fucking survival mode.
Yeah.
But you still have to do the stuff for tomorrow, for next week, for the month after, and that's the fucking hard part right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think also, I know, for example, just real quick, when you're talking about doing the same stuff, I know that I would find people like, hey, well, are you going to discount that? You're already going to close. I know. Why would I discount it? I'll just sell it tomorrow. I'm not going to just, I'd rather throw it away than sell it to you at a lower price, because now you're just going to keep waiting until I'm about to close.
Yeah.
And I'm losing either way.
That's exactly what happened.
So you tell me.
So
when they figured that out, they're like, hey, man, I'll take what I'm like, that's what I thought. But when you have a conversation, they understand that they respect you more. It's like, oh, yeah, go ahead, give me $1. No.
That desperation, that happens a lot early in business, right? Because cash flows like oxygen, and you're like, come one, come all. I'll sell it for whatever you want to buy it for. But realistically, I think that's when you've won in business, when you can, shape the mindset and walk the walk of the abundance mindset, and it's a with or without you attitude. I'm going to do this with or without you. I've got clients lined up out the door, whether or not that's true, right?
you got to put on the show.
You got to put on the show.
Yeah.
And when you go in with that attitude and you convince yourself that that's the case as a business owner, I feel like the other person feels it.
Yeah.
And when that happens, they want to pay a premium because they know you got the shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to play this food trick. I loved this trick. How the guy would come out, he's like, hey, man, give me a hamburger. He's like, give me. I'm like, I'll give you a hamburger if you bring me 5 people to buy 5 hamburgers. And I'll tell you what, that was the best investment I made, because I'd sell 5 hamburgers and I'd give them 1.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that. You know what I mean? So it just depends on how you want to play it, because there's always a way out.
Yep.
You can just say, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm going to go back to my boring job. Or no, this is where I'm at. This is my line in the sand, and I'm standing by it. And you stick it out. And like I said, I was fortunate. I got another offer. I'm working with where I'm at right now, but I still admire people that do that, because I came from that. I understood it, and I know how it goes. And I'm always open for anybody that asks for any type of advice. I'll go over their menu. I'll go over their pricing. I'll go over where they're at, or whatever the conversation may be. Because you never know everything. You always want a different set of eyes to give you something that you might have missed.
Yeah.
And I think what you're doing is phenomenal, and it's just I really think you're just on the precipice of where it's gonna take off.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hang on to the Superman cape.
Hey,
Let's do it.
The rising tide lifts all boats, right?
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking, you're a mover and shaker, man. I've seen you in action, so I already know.
Appreciate
I
it.
already know
man.
what you're doing. It's a and what I like is you are like continually learning constantly. You're always on the next cutting thing.
Yeah,
Always.
I mean, you have to be, but there's a real passion for it. I mean, early COVID days and everything was killed except virtual land.
Yeah.
I really nerded out on this marketing medium, and I just really loved consuming content. And now, if I am in a car by myself, there is no way I'm either not on a call with somebody providing consultative value,
Yeah.
or consuming something new.
Yeah.
Which is a nugget. And then after I do that, like clockwork, when if it's a commute to the office, first thing I do is I will write down at least 3 things to try and focus on that I learned from that,
Yeah.
and how I can implement it during my day somehow. Even if it's just thinking about it or saying it out loud, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What I've noticed too is when you're on top of it, listening to content and like business and reading books and listening to that type of stuff, it gets the wheels going, man.
Yeah.
You get really motivated, and your brain's constantly working and thinking of stuff.
Mhm.
So like, because I've had times where I'm on it all like, and then I fall off a little bit and just kind of slack off and not listen to. I'm just listening to brainless stuff and watch, and I see like my ideas and everything, momentum, everything just kind of dies off.
I think for me, I heard this on another podcast. There's the department with Omar El Takrori. He's a videographer by trade. He's got his own studio out in Vegas. Phenomenal interviewer, and he's in his like young 30s. He's a pastor, but he said something that stuck with me, and it's what you start your day off with, and what you consume, what you put in,
Yeah.
is really going to fuel you and what you put out and how creative you are.
Yeah.
So that's why that one stuck with me. And I was like, oh, I'm already doing that. I'm going to amp it up though. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's like food. What you
Yeah.
put in your body. I mean, you eat them, but shit, you're gonna feel like shit,
Yeah.
and you're gonna burn out. And it's the same thing with the type of stuff you're putting in your brain. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Same exact thing.
I agree with that. I mean, you never can know enough. If you say, "Oh, I know it all," you don't.
Yeah.
Or once you feel that you have that mindset, like I don't need to learn anymore. Yeah, you do.
I have so much more to learn.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and honestly, I think the most experience comes from the person who has failed the most. That's just how it is.
Oh yeah.
and recognizes they got a lot more failures ahead of them.
They've asked me before in different jobs that I've had. They're like, "Would you prefer a good manager or a bad one?" I'm like, "I'll take the bad one all day, because I know how not to manage a place. I know how not to answer a customer. I know how not to treat the staff. A good one will keep me on my toes.
Mhm.
He'll keep pushing me to go elevate, but a bad one will make me learn more than the good one."
Just do the opposite.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, I won't do that, and I won't say that, and I won't wear that. But I mean, I've always said that, like, a bad manager is more influential to your mindset for anything, life or business, because it teaches you how to humble yourself, and not only for your staff but your family.
Yeah.
I've always said that, because I always say, when you get to work, you put on your work hat, and you get home, you put on your home hat. Never mix either one ever at work or at home. It's just a recipe for disaster. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Hey man, I have a question for you, man. So say like our audience, some of them are not like, I'm not saying, I don't know if you guys are or not, but some might not be so tech savvy or like
You're
on top
talking
of
about the old people.
No, I'm not talking about those people, because some of them are probably fucking better than me. But like, what would you recommend them, like how to get into it and where to start, and like and why to start? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I like to categorize like business into like one of two things. It's usually a product or a service, right? And I think regardless of whether or not you've got a tangible item that you want to sell, it's this new thing you came up with, or you're passionate as an operator in the business about something that you provide for somebody. I think the best way to get started is not by hiring a big old marketing company.
Yeah.
It's not by investing in Google ads or meta ads and all this stuff. It's by really understanding your target audience. And that's where the money is. And the best way to do that when you're starting out, especially, is, and this is controversial, getting some freebies in. But here's the caveat, right? Here's the difference is, go find 5 people to provide as an investment in yourself
Yeah.
a free version of your product or service.
Yeah.
Free with the expectation you want their "you're not my mom, you're not my cousin" feedback.
Mm-hmm.
You want their honest feedback on what you could do to make it 10 times better,
Yeah.
that product or service. What did I fuck up on? Like, how can I improve that? Do that, and then say, if that was fixed the next time, how much would you pay for it? And who would you tell? Because that's what you want. You want the
Yeah.
referral marketing, number
Oh, yeah.
one. And if you can do that honestly and get honest feedback from 5 people and every time improve that product or service, that is where your money is. But that's what most people won't do because they want to provide the MVP, the minimum viable product, which is fine. But not everybody is operating like they have, venture capital funds and they're a software as a service
Yeah.
business.
Yeah,
So
no.
that's where the money is.
Yeah. You get no better feedback than that.
Yeah.
So you're-
And again, your mom's going to tell you it's great. I
yeah.
wouldn't change a thing. I'm going to go tell auntie who so and so.
I'll pay you
right?
$1 million if I could.
And that is
yeah.
useless advice. So you got to go find some people who will tell you some stuff that will make you go, "Ow, that fucking stings." But you know what? You're right. Let me see what I could do.
What's the most brutal feedback you've ever gotten?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. In business, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it always stings if you lose a client, right? But I honestly just try and figure out, like, what could I have done better?
Yeah.
And then most of the time, there's sometimes, because I've really transitioned in business to like finding the right client, because personality wise, you're going to click with certain people, and then just sometimes just a shitty client, right? You'll have some people who just don't see the value. It doesn't matter how much you're doing for them or how much you paint the picture of what the end result is. Like, it might not be what they perceived going into it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's still an opportunity on your end to really understand early on, is it the right fit?
Yeah, you gotta have your clients that fit with you, because you don't want a nightmare fucking client that's fucking causing you number of headaches and stress.
And I know that's kind of a non-answer. I can't really think of brutal feedback because I honestly just try and take whatever I can out of it. And that was like my experience with the military. Talking about leadership, you're talking about managers, bad managers, good managers. That was the best experience for me, whether or not I was in a leadership role. It's a hierarchical organization, so everybody is a subordinate. And usually at some point, everybody's a leader. So you get the best of both and the worst of both worlds. But you'll have access to some shitty leaders and access to some phenomenal people and managers of people. And if you're smart enough to try and learn from both, well, good on you. So that's why I try and also replicate in business.
Yeah.
Anytime I get brutal feedback, I try and look for the nuggets where, what could I have done, or how could I have mitigated getting into this situation to begin with.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever dealt with like making that transition from the military to entrepreneurship? Did you ever deal with imposter syndrome?
Imposter syndrome. Yeah, right. So I think that there's a little bit of that in everybody, but I think the difference is, do you think you will be able to do it? And do you have the conviction to follow through no matter what? Will you walk on fire, up a mountain barefoot to make sure you prove it to yourself and then prove it to who you said you're going to do it for?
Yeah.
And if you won't, and if you're just, if you are the imposter, fix it. Don't be an imposter.
Yeah. I think with that being said, you have to be willing to fail.
Yeah.
Like if you're not willing to fail, you're not going to be able to do it, because you are going to fail. We're all going to hit roadblocks and we're all going to fail at some certain things.
Like in marketing, for example, like we're very calculated, because I do approach it from it's an art and a science, right? So human behavior is a big part of it. And a lot of that is, my whole career path brings me to that. But if there was ever a case where, we failed somebody, or I felt like we failed somebody, typically they probably don't feel that way. But me, if I expected we're going to get them these results and we got them these results, and they're happy with these, like, I'll figure out a way, and for me to make sure we're covering ground moving forward. Like, hey, I really thought it was going to do this well. So what I'd like to do is this. Let's try something new on the house. Let's do it as an experiment.
That's awesome
You
way
know?
to think, because you're trying to dial it up instead of just getting comfortable.
It's such an opportunity, you know, that way.
Yeah.
Well, you don't stay complacent.
Yeah.
Because complacency kills you in anything.
Comfort, complacency.
Now, I wanted to ask you, is there a sound piece of advice that has stayed with you for a long time, either when you were in high school, middle school, in military work, something that you carry with you, like it's word, no matter what, like that's the best piece of advice I've had or received from someone, and I live by it.
Man, tough one. Yeah. So it's so much.
It's not
good
all fun and games.
Yeah. Like, what was that Tejano stuff you were talking about? No, I mean, you know, one that probably sticks with me is Kaizen. You know, philosophy of 1% improvement, which is really just a numbers game. Doesn't matter if it's 1% or it's 0.5%. Some form of improvement on any aspect you can improve on, and it doesn't have to be everything, because that's where the long-term failure lies. But find something, and it doesn't matter if it's like, hey, this week I'm going to focus on fitness. This week I'm going to focus on what I'm actually putting in my body, which is probably more important than getting reps in at the gym, right? Or this week I'm going to focus on my marriage, or time with the kids, instead of we're both putting in 80 hours a week, and neither of us really wants to deal with whatever piddly little problem you've got. But I'm going to be there for you, as my kid, because you need to know long term I'm always there for you, no matter what. But I would say that Kaizen theory, which I want to say was like Toyota or some Japanese philosophy, like as an organization, hey, we're going to improve 1%. You don't need to improve this much. Just do a little bit every day. That one stuck with me.
That's a good way to live by, and eventually that starts compounding.
Yeah.
You start getting
It's
compounding.
like a deposit.
It is.
Keep banking on it.
And that Warren Buffett compound interest isn't just a money thing. It's everything.
Yeah.
I think you touched a good nerve on that, because when you talk about wealth, it's not just wealth money wise, but it's also education. I think that helps out a lot, and it pays off longer than any type of money or any form of money. I know, for example, that's why I wanted to ask you type of best sound advice. I know growing up in middle school, shout out to Coach Kramer, Walter Kramer, out of Laredo, Texas. He taught us how to be men. Yeah. We played basketball, and he taught us. He had the old boom box, and he played all of New York rap that we hadn't even heard of. We were scared of. What the hell is that? And he had us run around the gym like crazy. But at the end of our practice, every day he would teach us to memorize the Pyramid of Success from John Wooden, the head coach from UCLA. I think he won like 15 national titles. One of the greatest coaches ever. And the Pyramid of Success had blocks, and you had to memorize each block: respect, loyalty, just different types of elements that build you up to become successful young men. And when he called you, you had to say, "Okay, tell me about loyalty." So you had to give the definition of loyalty, use it in a sentence. So I used that as I grew up, and when I started working, I taught that to my employees. So I ran into him when I was at the other podcast, and I ran into him, and I'm like, "Hey, coach, I just want you to know that you teaching us how to be young men at that age, 7th grade, 8th grade, it taught me to be a better person, a better man, and a better manager." And he's like, "Man, you're not going to make me cry, are you?" I'm like, "I hope not." I go, "But if you do, it's cool." But that's always stuck with me. And I think that we need more of that.
Yeah.
And I think that, I know that we touch a lot on mental health, and I always like to give out my number at the end of the podcast. But because men don't talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We try to just like compartmentalize and keep it in, and we're tough. We're men. We're taught that way, but sometimes you got to let it out, man. Either with your friend or by yourself, but you got to let it out.
Yeah.
Do you want to cry on our shoulder?
Maybe after the cameras are off.
We can cut it later.
No, that's right. And you know what? You probably validated, a legacy for your coach, which, everybody's in it for different things. And a lot of people say they're in it for money. And as a former interrogator, I can tell you nobody's in it for money. They're in it for the means to an end. Whatever that end is different for everybody. And yeah, I think a legacy is one of those big ones that most people, especially as the years progress, we want to know that we had an impact.
Yeah.
And I think you probably provided validation to him. Like that was a long-term compound interest impact he had on the world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When was that? Like 1940 something, and you're still talking about it, bro? So he had a major
Yeah,
impact.
that was in 1940. That I'm vampire Lestat. That didn't put it that way. I'm a fat vampire, so no, that was back in '86.
But what he taught you is still sticking with you, dude, and you're still
Exactly 40 something years later.
dude.
And I mean it's just one of those things. And of course, as you get older, you're like, oh, I remember that from middle school. You see stuff, and then of course the legendary John Wooden. And they'll do a 30 by 30 and they'll bring it up and they'll talk about how he would be hired by universities to go talk about the pyramid of success that he made in his living room. And he taught that, instilled that in all his players. And we learned that from our coach, but how big of an impact it did on so many people over a long period of time.
Oh, yeah.
Even to this day. But yeah, thank you, Coach Kramer. I'll buy you a beer when I see you again.
Nice.
Oh, he's still kicking.
Oh,
huh?
yeah.
Oh shit. Hell
Oh
yeah.
no, the dude's he just retired. He was a shooting coach. He still has scoring records in Laredo junior college that he played at. He worked with Antonio Daniels from the Spurs, George Hill from the Spurs. He had quite a bit of different players,
so
like
he's-
NBA players. So he's legit.
Oh, he's legit.
He just retired.
He's the man.
Oh no, he looks better now than when he did back then. I'm like, God damn, that guy's a vampire.
He's aging backwards.
Yeah, that's where I want to go.
That's me too. Shit, I think all of us.
So that cryotherapy.
Yeah, that
Have you tried cryotherapy?
No.
I wanted to try. I went to go check it out one day, but I didn't end up doing it.
I probably would for like the aches and pains, 'cause
Yeah.
but it's all short term, I think.
I haven't done it a little bit, but there for a while I was doing it routinely, man. I was doing the ghetto fucking ice bath. So I was showering, I'd fill up a big bucket,
Hey, I used to do
and
that.
put ice in it, and then I'd shower, wash, and then I'd finish off with the dump.
My I'm a DV, through the VA. I'm disabled vet, which just means you got a bunch of ailments while you were getting a paycheck, which like it adds up, right? But I have a couple of issues. One of them my back, one of them is my ankle, and when I was doing a lot more running, man, I used to have these flare ups on my ankle, and it was the worst. And I wasn't trying to get high all the time on pain meds, and try and function throughout the day. But I would do ice baths like religiously.
Oh man, it helps. It helps. It's good in the morning too. Wakes you up, gets you circulating. It does a lot of good benefits.
Yeah.
But I know about that pain though, man. It's as we're getting older, that step out of bed wrong and it hurts.
Yeah, sure.
I can attest to that.
I just started going back to the gym and my body's killing me. It's killing me.
You
Just
said
that
gym and my body
consistency.
hurts. Huh? Just saying gym, my body hurts.
Oh, the other day, dude, I couldn't even move my arms, dude. Like I went to the bathroom and I had a tough time. Fucking.
Is that why you want me to hug you?
Oh, quit it, bro. So I think, I think that was a badass episode.
Yeah. We went long, huh?
Yeah, it's not bad though. Shit. Hell
No,
yeah.
it's good. That's normal compared to some of the talks that we've had. We were like, hey, we're out of tape. Like we're done. Like literally, before we lose it all.
I've had it where the cameras we've gone over and the cameras didn't catch all the footage because
Oh man,
the memory just fucking.
that's it.
That's it.
But sometimes the conversation just flows that way.
Yeah,
it just
it's
comes
true.
out that way.
Where can everybody find you at?
So on Instagram, my 1.3 million. I have like 500 followers. Not even on Instagram. I'm at official Matt Nelson. Just had to swoop it up before somebody else was because there's a number of me out there. I'm with Peachtree Rose Marketing. So at Peachtree Rose Marketing, if you want to know more about the podcast studio, Podcast Studio SATX. If you want to get involved with the podcasting community in San Antonio, it's San Antonio Podcasting. And all of those are basically a .com too. But yeah, and I'm on LinkedIn for all of you LinkedIn folks too.
Speaking of LinkedIn, we didn't cover, but just real quick, I heard
Yeah.
that's the new spot to put content up on LinkedIn.
Oh yeah,
They're saying that's like the.
Oh yeah, so we're trying to double down on it. So I'll give you all this nugget because I think it'll be good for everybody. Doesn't matter if you're a hoity-toity corporate business executive, which is like the profile, right, for LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It's another social media platform. And whether or not you're in a certain community, your product or service, if you're in business, or if you have a message for another human, one of them is probably on that platform too. But the real opportunity on LinkedIn right now is Microsoft owns LinkedIn and they recognize everything's going to video. They really want to double down on the opportunity there. And less than 1% of the user base on LinkedIn is a creator. Whereas like everybody's throwing stuff up on Instagram.
And
Like,
TikTok
everybody's a
and-
creator and
yeah.
TikTok. So there's oversaturation, right? Everybody's a consumer and creator or just a creator. LinkedIn, there's so many consumers, and that's where the opportunity is. So supply and demand.
It's a new open market.
And Microsoft is rewarding people for
That's
showing up.
right.
That's the thing.
That's what I heard too, that they're going to start monetizing pretty good in LinkedIn.
So monetization, passive monetization is going to be one thing. But when I say rewarding people, they're rewarding you with impressions.
Oh yeah, pushing your.
They're like, hey, this person is putting more video content out there. So, also on LinkedIn, we've got a page for San Antonio podcasting, and it's growing pretty rapidly from
really?
just posting, because we'll post on our client stuff. Hey, send us some organic stuff from the show with some links. We'll start posting it on LinkedIn too. Anytime you want to, whatever you're posting on Instagram, we'll put it on San Antonio podcasting stuff, and we'll just make sure it's pointing in the right direction. Because that's a huge opportunity.
Oh, yeah. I think we need to open a LinkedIn now, bro.
I do have one.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Oh, well, I don't, because I always thought it was corporate. Like really like.
And that's
like
what
how
most
you said,
people
like
think.
yeah.
But it doesn't matter if it is corporate or not. There is some corporate executive, female woman who works at USAA down the road who's got a bunch of fellow females, and one of them could probably use some permanent brows.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. But everybody, if you guys need marketing, SEO, and all that stuff, I could attest this guy's the guy to go to right here. This guy will go above and beyond and kill it for you. I could 100% attest to that.
Hey man, I appreciate it.
No, shit. I appreciate.
¿Qué pasa con la masa? I really appreciate y'all having me on the show. This has been a cool conversation. We gotta get some brewskis or something for after the show sometime on episode 2.
Oh yeah. Oh, and if you didn't know, this dude speaks Spanish better than I do, bro.
I see that.
No, this dude's badass.
We'll talk when he goes to
Spanglish.
California. We'll talk.
All right. Well, with that, I think we're gonna wrap it up. And
Yeah, it's been great, man. Thank you so much. We
you guys,
appreciate it.
you guys be able to find Matt's links down below, and all his links will be there, so you guys can get in touch with him.
With that being said, peace.
Laters.